Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, the day has finally come. I've got the car all packed. We're just about ready to head off to Bundaberg and get this new electrical system all wired up by Phil Damiano. Really looking forward to it. I've got all the stuff done. I was talking about that in the previous video, so check that one out. I talk about taking my old battery out, what I've bought for the new ones, the 200 amp hour Renogy lithium battery, the 200, or not a 200, to the 50 amp DC to DC MPT, and what else have I bought with Renogy? I've also bought a little Bluetooth dongle that I'll have to put into the MPT so that I can wirelessly connect to it by my phone. The battery has got Bluetooth already built into it, and I've got the Renogy 2000 watt inverter charger with 60 amp charging capacity. So that's all the components. There's a lot of other stuff that I've had to order as well. I've been on Amazon, I've ordered A&L, I think, fuses, a heap of those, 200 amp ones of those, 60 amp ones for the MPT for the battery to protect that. You've really got to make sure you get all the correct wiring and everything like that. Phil's been sending me photos, messages, all sorts of stuff. All the stuff that I've had to order. I've been online for weeks ordering most of this stuff, getting it all ready, been out to my local electrical suppliers in town, getting all the 240 stuff ready so that when we do get that wired up by the electrician, that we've got all that stuff as well. So we'll just show you some of the parts. So down here I've got the Egon DC hub. Now this here is made in Australia, and it was I actually seen this in Phil's setup in his car, and that's why I've gone with this. My old setup just had a normal old fuse box that you had to put on little lugs and everything and tighten everything up. This thing here is really easy to wire up. I don't know enough about it to talk about it right now, but make sure you check out Phil's channel. He's got a great video on this. Andrew from 4x4 Overlanding, you know all about him. He's just crossed, I think, the Simpson Desert with a few of his mates, and Hein, one of the other guys that actually designed and built all this in conjunction with Andrew St. Pierre. It's a great looking unit. It controls all the electrical stuff that you need in your car. Like, this will be the brains of the outfit. The 200 amp hour lithium battery from Renogy will be the heart. It'll keep everything pumping. This will be the brains, and it'll distribute all the power for me. I'll also have got heaps of other parts. I'll leave links to all these parts in the description, so if you want to check them out, I'll see if I can find some videos as well, so I can leave some videos. I'm not going to be going through all the parts in this video in an in-depth review. That'll be something later on when we get it all wired up. But once I get it all wired up, I'll be talking about the whole system in a whole, and if you want to, I'll talk about all the separate components, how it all works, how it's performing, all that sort of thing. So that's my camera gear, if you're wondering. Got to have all that stuff, all my stuff for the YouTube channel. Over in the box here, I've got a heap of other wiring, screws, bolts. I've got a Renogy display in there as well, so that with a shunt and everything like that. There's some of the fuses I was talking about. There's my Renogy MPT DC to DC, the 50 amp one. That'll be getting wired up behind the fridge over there, underneath the Egon DC hub. And then in the front there is the battery box. So we'll go around and have a look at that now, so you can check that out. But really looking forward to taking off and getting up to Phil's and showing you all this stuff. If you've got any questions or comments or anything like that, anything you want to know, leave them down below. I'm sure if I can't answer it, Phil will be able to answer it for you. He's got a great channel on some great 12 volt ideas. He's really self-taught, and he's very modest about what he does. He doesn't consider himself, you know, a guru. I call him a guru, and he says, I'm not a guru, but he is. He's taught everything himself, and he's basically done it because it is so expensive to get systems like this wired up. It's okay if you've got big budgets and you've got sponsors and all that sort of thing, and you can afford to you know, get stuff like this sort of done for you. I can't. Mine's only a small YouTube channel. Everything I get, I pay for myself. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I've had a couple of things in my whole YouTube career that I've been given to me by a couple of companies, Kick-Ass, Drifter, just small stuff, nothing too expensive, anything like that. And but most of the time, 99% of the time, I pay for everything that I show you on this channel. So, thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want me to test something out, I don't mind testing it out, but I'm going to give an honest review. So if there's anyone out there that wants me to have a look at something, I will test it out, but I'm not going to be, I'm not going to say it's great if it's not. I'll give you an honest review. And I'm quite happy to send it back to you after I'm finished with it. I've really got everything I need, but I'm quite happy to have a look at different products and show people if you want. So let's go around the other side now and we'll have a look inside and see what we've done around here, and we'll show you what I've done inside the vehicle here. Now, I said that I was changing the setup in the car and putting my seat back in. So I've put my seat in that side there. It's folded down at the moment. You can see it folded up here. That's the seat part, and then the back part is folded down at the moment. Here you can see this big looking Colossus thing here is a 2000 watt inverter and also a 60 amp battery charger, all built in together. And it's capable of putting out 240 volts. That's why I have a 240 15 amp socket there, 240 volt double pole power point there. None of that's wired up yet. This is all the stuff we've got to do. I've got no wiring coming from this. So this box here is bolted down to the seat brackets here and at the back. So it's really stable. I've just made it all of plywood and I've covered it. Down below this here, this bit of foam there, there's the battery in there. It's a fairly big battery. It's 200 amps. There is smaller 200 amp batteries out there, but this one, like I said, with the built-in Bluetooth capabilities, that's why I went with this one, and having 200 amps of power. Down in here, I've just got my little charger. I've got some other stuff in there. So that's basically going to be the system there. I'll have the Ergon DC hub in the back with all the wiring, the MPT on the back there, my 240 here, my inverter charger there. So all the wiring for that will run over into here and into the onto the battery. So I mean, I'm not going to be planning on using that a lot. It'll mainly be if I get cloudy days and I have to plug it into 240 volt just to top the battery up. I'm hoping with the solar panels on the roof that it will keep my battery charged, because I want to be able to keep that fridge running in the back there, and also be able to use my travel buddy. And then later on down the track, who knows, with having the 240 there, I'll be able to maybe run a induction cooker if I need to, or a small air fryer, something like that. Who knows? I'm not saying I haven't put it in for that specific reason, but Phil sort of said to me the other day there, if you're gonna upgrade your system, try and future proof it a bit, so that if you want to do other things, you've got the capabilities there to do it. So that's my thinking around that. The next thing will be getting all this wired up. There's some pretty major cabling and stuff that's got to be done. We'll walk around the other side here, because all the cables that I've bought are on this side of the car, behind Winnie's seat. So just in here, you can see 240 volt cord, and then all the, that's the smaller of the cord, and then there's an even larger one there that's capable of running up to 200 amps through it. That'll be for the inverter and stuff, and I've got some conduit, all that sort of thing, all the stuff that we're going to need to get this system up and running. So there's going to be more coming. This is just the opening sort of part. I won't keep it too long, I won't go on too much, but we'll be wiring up the fridge like I said, we'll be wiring up the travel buddy. I'll be putting some USB and cigarette lighter sockets in for charging. I'll also have the 240. Now that will be certified by a electrician, but I've actually got an electrician in, booked in to go through it all before we actually use it. We won't be doing the final wiring up into the system ourselves. That'll be done so that it's done properly and we know that it's all safe and all that sort of thing when you're dealing with 240 volts. But as for the 12 volt stuff, we'll be doing all that. So thanks very much. If you've got any questions, queries or comments, leave them down below. Look forward to getting into this. Probably the next video will be, I'll be in Bundaberg. I'll be with Phil. Get him on there, he can tell you all about it, what he's doing, all that sort of thing. Probably do a few comparisons with his car as well. And so stay safe, look after each other, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys.